All right, guys, here's the part two of my collection update. Last video, we went over all the sealed stuff, which you can see on the racking right here. We did have a few new additions. We did have the pitch black newest set come out, as you can see right there. Did get a few more Chaos Rising ETBs, another first partner collection, Chaos Rising booster bundle I think is new. And I think that is it as far as sealed. Maybe some extra booster packs down there. But yeah, so nothing really new with the sealed collection, but for this video, I wanted to go over the single collection. So what I've done is I've taken this big box out and some binders to go over with you guys. And then I also wanted to highlight what's on my slab wall and then also what is on my single wall. But we can start with the slab wall first because this is probably what everybody wants to see. So first off, I have 9 Shinings. I'm missing the Charizard. All are PSA or CGC 9 first edition. I kind of set out on this quest, I think it was like 2023, and I actually got the Gyarados first. At that time, it was way more attainable, not as costly as it is now. And it kind of just snowballed into, what is now one away from really completing the set if you don't count the Korokoro Mew. But I remember being at a pre-release and telling somebody that I got that Shining Gyarados and I wanted to complete the set, and they said, "You're crazy." And here I am, 1 card away, technically. But each one represents, a little bit of a story. The Mewtwo is obviously the biggest card on the wall, and the Tyranitar, I believe, is second, then probably followed by the Gyarados. All were just purchased off of a whim, came up on eBay or Fanatics or Golden, and purchased right on the spot. The Shining Raichu, I was actually going to a South Carolina Gamecock game and came up, purchased it right on the spot. So each has a unique story, and I got them before they really boomed up in price. So all of them are just beautiful cards, and I started collecting when base set, or when I was a kid when base set came out, and then when Gold, Silver, and Crystal came out, those were my favorite games. That's when I really could understand how to play Pokemon. So, and this set corresponded with those games. But those are the crown jewel of the collection. I did also purchase a Shadowless Charizard PSA 6 way back in the day before it was crazy expensive as it is now. And while I was trying to collect all these 9s, I probably should have been saving for the Charizard, but I kind of went on a side quest and went after the Scarlet and Violet PSA 10s, special illustration rares. And I don't have all of them, but I collect what I like and what I think will go up in value over time. So I've got a Hydreigon, Melodic, Alakazam 151, Venusaur, CGC 10. I tried to get PSA, but I got this before I started collecting all the PSA 10s. Then I have a Leafeon from Prismatic, got a Greninja from Twilight, Salamence from Journey Together, Zoroark from Journey Together, and then I have 4 Destined Rivals PSA 10s down here. Missing the Mewtwo, missing the Moltres, and I think I'm missing a few other ones, but those 4 are all Pokemon that I really grew up playing with. Obviously, same with the Mewtwo. Yeah, I'll get that eventually. I don't really like that Mewtwo artwork. I like the Ascended Heroes Mewtwo artwork better. I'm probably going to get that first, but at some day I'll get it. And I really like White Flare and Black Bolt, so I am collecting the PSA 10s there, at least of the SIRs. So I have the Reshiram and the Zekrom, and then I have the Genesect, another Hydreigon, and then an Escadrille, which was kind of a throw-in and a deal, and it's done pretty well. I think these 2 are going to go up tremendously in value. I like the artwork, but we'll see. I also have two Suicune PSA 10s, one from Crown Zenith, the other one from Shining Fates. I have a Ultra Necrozma PSA 9, got that for a really good price back in the day. And this is actually my most recent pickup, a Roaring Skies Mega Rayquaza PSA 9. I think that'll do well with the upcoming set, Delta Rain, coming out. And this is just a random Haunter from Fossil Unlimited that I've had in the collection for a while. These are Slab Lab displays. I'm waiting on more to come out because my goal is eventually to get this entire wall covered in them, similar to how Dylan has his wall and like his backdrop, and just cover them with, you know, cards that I like. But that's all the PSA stuff that I have. I don't think I have anything more in the case. But then I also wanted to, my whole goal with this room is to make it feel like I'm in a card shop. So I wanted to have singles on display too. And I found these single holders, I believe, on TikTok. And I wanted to give it a shot. And it turns out, you know, they're really good. I'm happy with, you know, how they hold the cards, how you can swap them out whenever you want. And I think I'm going to do this entire wall in singles eventually. Maybe even the back, that wall right there too. But this is going to end up being another shelving unit. But this wall will all be singles eventually. But I don't know if people associate my Instagram with this YouTube account, but I've completed the Sword and Shield alt arts minus the gold Arceus. So I have every single Sword and Shield alt art, not on this wall, but the expensive ones are on here. So in the forefront, we've got the Umbreon, we've got the Gengar, we've got the Rayquaza, we've got the Dragonite, Charizard, we got the Tina, Lugia, we got all the evolutions scattered throughout here. I got two Umbreons, I pulled one, I bought the other one. One of them that I bought was $80 back in the day. Pulled the Machamp, pulled the Rayquaza, and I pulled these two, Palkia and Dialga. Obviously, they're very hard to pull, and I think they're going to go up in value. And I think this wall is going to look really cool when, you know, I start grouping together generations of Pokemon over time. Next row up, we have, I guess you can categorize these as alt arts, but I have a Guardian Sylveon and a Mewtwo. Fun story about this card, I bought it for $10 back in the day. Got a Mewtwo V-Star, Gengar Mimikyu tag team, Greninja and Zoroark tag team, Muck and Muck tag team, Mewtwo and Mew tag team, a shiny Umbee, Sylveon, that's an alt art. Then I got some rainbows up here. I like the rainbows personally. Back when I was opening up Sun and Moon, whenever I saw the shimmer back in the back of the pack, it was always a pretty cool feeling to get. I did pull the Dragonite and the Lugia. The others I purchased myself. I got a Cynthia up there. I think she's the badass trainer, most badass trainer in the anime. Another Ultra Necrozma. Sorry about the glare, by the way. A full art Umbee. I got some golds from back in the day as well. Some Pikachus up here. Charizard and Blastoise from 151. Got a Rayquaza. I believe that is from Silver Tempest. Shining Mew, which that set is what got me back into Pokemon. Shout out my brother back in 2018. I think we went out for my dad's birthday. He said, let's go look at Target, see if we can find anything. And back then it was more so sports, but he's like, why don't you open up some Pokemon? So I got a, what was it? It was Shining Legends ETB, and I pulled two Arceuses and two Mewtwo's, and I was hooked ever since. But shout out him, he's the one that got me back into it. Then we got two tag team Reshiram and Charizards, some old school cards here, Rocket's Mewtwo First Edition, the original Moonbreon, and then a Rayquaza Shiny. Bought that card for like 30 bucks back in the day. And then I have a Mega Charizard EX from Evolutions. Back when GameStop was selling stuff for MSRP, I got a bunch of boxes when it was like buy one, get one half off. And the last pack of like maybe a 70 pack opening, this guy was just hanging out waiting for me. So that card holds a special place in my heart as well. But I'm gonna build off this wall with some more cards that you're gonna see in these binders, but that's the overview of what I have displayed. All right, so this is everything that was in the case. It's not a lot because what you saw on the walls was in the case, and I'd rather display the stuff. But I'll start with like the least interesting. We got some promos. Have a crap ton of Lucario V-Star promos, which I remember when they were dirt cheap. But I'll keep these sealed. Some of them have done pretty well for me. And some artworks are cool. I love that Magneton artwork. Pikachu can't go wrong with. Snorlax can't go wrong with that either. I wish they were Pokemon Center, but all the Pokemon Center ETBs that I have, I've kept sealed. I haven't opened them up. I wish I would have gotten a Mew PSA 10 before they jumped up. Same thing with the Mewtwo. And this was actually a gift from my cousin, so shout out him. Same thing with this Dragonite. And some Greninja V-Stars and Shining Ho-Oh. I think that's from the first Shining Legends Elite Trainer box as well. So let me go ahead and put these back in here. Next up, we'll go with the stuff in the one touches. This is stuff that didn't make the single wall for some reason. I got a Charizard breaks in Hyper Rare, pulled that one myself. Venusaurs, vintage. Charizard vintage, which probably you make the argument it should be on the wall. I think this last time I checked is a $500, maybe $600 card. It is a 1999 print, and it's in decent enough condition. I wouldn't get a 10 or even a 9, but just looking at the back, it looks pretty good. So maybe a 7 or an 8. We got a Blastoise, and then this thing, the Chunky Chew, has been a flop. I bought this card back, I couldn't even tell you when. A lot of hype around it. Bought it for like 150, 160, and I think it's finally gone up in value a little bit, but I expected a lot better things for this. And Surging Sparks, I believe, is what it came out of. No, it's not Surging Sparks. Vivid Voltage. You know, it's the only really good thing in the set. So it'll go up on the wall eventually. I need to get more of those holders, but those are the one-touch cards that could not make, in my opinion, that wall. Let's jump into the Sword and Shield Alt-Arts. So this is the rest of the set. Just comb through them. They're in no particular order. I got a few doubles of some, and majority of these were acquired from card shows, local card shops around me. Some were purchased on eBay. But yeah, this was a really cool journey to go on. I think this was the last one that I needed to. Bought that. I forget what year it was, but yeah, I think overall it took me a year and a couple months to complete the entire set. Also got some promos in here. But overall, I loved collecting. I did pull that Dialga as well. I loved collecting these Alt-Arts. And I know there's probably going to be some people that look at that and say, oh wait, there's still some that are missing, and they would be correct. I do have the Evolutions in this stack here, the promos, that is. These are just random cards that shot up in value that came out of my binder. Latios and Latios GX. I did buy this one, the full art, and the Hyper Rare all together for like 20 bucks back right when Team Up came out. And I think the Lovebirds was going for 30 at the time, and I wish I would have bought the Lovebirds instead. But still, happy to have all three cards, done very well on them. We got the Entei, the Raikou to go with the Suicune PSA 10 that I have, the Hisuian Zoroark. The Shaman V-Star is actually from a prize pack, so it's not very expensive, but still it's like almost $100 card, I think. And I would say, yeah, it's top heavy, so it would not PSA 10. But then we got some vintage EXs. We got some Umbreons, Leafeon, Glaceon, got Tag Team Blastoise and Piplup, Tag Team Celebi and Venusaur. This card holds a special place in my heart. I was pretty sick one year. My brother brought me a 151 ETB and wanted me to open it up. Opened it up. This card was in it. So it's forever going to stay in my collection. And then we have just some trainer galleries that are, fairly expensive. And then we have some SIRs, which should be in that stack, but all these were pulled. This one was bought actually, but I do want to get a PSA 10 Altaria to get put on the wall with the rest of the Scarlet and Violet PSA 10s. All right, moving right along, let's jump in here. These are just some promos, more SIRs. I pulled that Zapdos, and then you got some more illustration rares. Garchomp Giratina, Tag Team, Latios Full Art, Magikarp Wailord, Leafeon V-Star, Reshiram Zekrom. Oh, we have some Altarts that were mixed in there. So let's put those back in that stack. I wasn't kidding when I said there was just no rhyme or reason to all of these, but all right. I think a lot of these are some older generations. So we got a Piplup. This was one of the first trainer galleries to come out. Ash's Greninja. I opened this box up. I don't know if it was on the channel or not, but pretty cool card. Wouldn't PSA 10, but still fan of it. Garchomp V with Cynthia in the foreground. We've got Umbreon V, Umbreon V Max, Shining Genesect, 2 Shining Arceuses, pulled in the same ETB too. We have 3 Shining Celebies, 3 Shining Lugias, 2 Shining Rayquazas. Then we just have some energies, gold energies that is. Quick Ball, Double Colorless Energy, Electrode Gold, Houndoom Gold, Lugia V-Star Gold, Snorlax Gold. Then we got a Serena. This was pulled out of a Silver Tempest booster box case, I believe. Dustmane Necroza GX, Snorlax VMAX GX, Mewtwo V-Star. And then we have our Altarts, the remainder. Jolteon V, Vaporeon V, Flareon V, Vaporeon VMAX, Flareon VMAX, Jolteon VMAX. Those will go on the wall here shortly as well. Then we have our Charizard collection, which as you can see is fairly large, that is not mentioned on the wall. Charizard V, Brilliant Stars, I think. 2 Charizard GX from the, I think it was the Charizard GX collection box back in the day. Reshiram and Charizard GX. Mega Charizard EX. Charizard from Celebrations. Charizard V-Star. Charizard V-Star again. Charizard V. And then Charizard V Max. And then the rest are vintage that are in semi-good condition, I believe. So we have a first edition Snorlax, non-holo. We have a base set 2 Raichu, Ursaring, Dark Crobat from Team Rocket, reverse holo. Mewtwo EX, Kingdra Delta Species, Raichu Delta Species, Latios Delta Species, Polion Level X, and then the rest are base set. It's a full complete set of base set, and then I got some Yu-Gi-Oh mixed in here too. These are just from my childhood collection. And that is everything from the case. So now we can jump into some binders, and I won't spend too much time going through binders. I'll just highlight some interesting stories or some of my favorite cards. So we can start out with the green binder. This is going to be all full arts, hyper rares, SIRs, golds, I believe. So let me make sure you can see all of them. So these 2 Mewtwo's were pulled out of that same ETB that gave me the 2 Shining Arceuses. A lot of these cards were pulled by myself too. you guys can't see the far page, but I'll highlight anything that needs to be highlighted. We have a Gengar EX. I looked at that before starting this video, and that has gone up tremendously as well. Try to space all these cards out. I believe this is majority Crown Zenith and Silver Tempest, maybe Lost Origin as well, but just some of the various Galarian Gallery and whatnot. 2 Blaziken VMAXs, 1 Blaziken V over here, 0 Aura V-Star right there. So these are pretty cool. On the left-hand side, you'll just see a random assortment. We got some leftover shinings. You got a Jirachi, 2 Volcanions. We got a Shining Magikarp from Celebrations, a Mewtwo EX from Celebrations, Steelix EX Full Art, and Mega Pidgeot EX Full Art as well. And we started all of our Charizards that we have put in here. I got very lucky with all these Radiant Charizards from Crown Zenith. And then these are the 10 from Hidden Fates, I believe. Not sure what this one is. This one's Brilliant Stars. We got this one from, not sure what that one's from, but we have Reshiram and Charizard GX, 2 Charizard EXs from, is that, what set is that? I forget, not worth it. Then 2 more Charizard EXs. Oh, Flash Fire, sorry. And then we got these Charizards, which I believe these were from tins. And then we have some of these cards that have the crowns on them, which not really a fan of, but pulled them, so we're gonna keep them. And then here we get into some alt arts, SIRs, whichever you wanna call them. We got a Mega Charizard EX. And then these are really trainers. We have a Miriam, we do have a Giovanni's Charisma, which are, and an IO, 2 Ionos, which are probably the most noteworthy over on this page. Here we do have a Tinkaton, we do have a Miraidon, we got another Kingdra over here, and a Koraidon as well. I really like this Koraidon artwork. I think it's slept on. You got a Dedenne in the foreground right there. Hopefully that ages well. Then we have some rainbows. All of these, I believe, were pulled by myself. This Dracozolt was not, and I believe the Gardevoir was not. Everything else was pulled by myself. But we have a Flygon, Virizion, Moltres, Zapdos, Articuno, and Tauros, Golisopod. They're just really cool. I hope they bring them back, not as a main chase, but just something to throw into a set. We got 3 Rainbow Rare Ho-Ohs from the Shining Legends Premium Collection, and then we just got some trainers down here. Move on to some golds, which they're gold cards. They're okay, in my opinion. Choice Band, I did pull that out of Burning Shadows, so I really do enjoy that card. Adventure Bag, that was pulled out of a Lost Thunder booster box, I believe, by myself. Then we just got some miscellaneous gold cards on this page. And finishing off, got some really old gold cards here. Got a Rayquaza VMAX Gold, 2 Metal Muse, and then an Iono's Belly Bolt. That's the most recent gold that I pulled. And that is everything for the green binder. Next up, we have the teal binder. I think it's teal, blue, whatever you want to call it. This will be trainer galleries and trainers. This is where I think majority of my collection is going to shift to. I think trainer galleries are going to be, some of them at least, are going to be slept on and undervalued. Really like this Hoot Hoot, same thing with Pikachu, love the Eevees. Nothing really too impressive on this page. Love the Snorlaxes, Altaria, Roserade with Gardenia in the background. Got a Houndoom over here, Flaffy. Got a Kingdra, Flareon, Vaporeon, Absol. This is Crown Zenith stuff. Some more Crown Zeniths. We got 2 Mews. I have 2 openings. I did pull 5 Manaphy's, believe it or not. We got Electivire, we got Magmortar, and we got some more of the Galarian Galleries, ones that set up that picture. And then, you know, some more. We do have the Galarian Birds 10 exclusive cards, which I missed out on getting a Galarian Moltres PSA 10. I really like the art on that card. I do have a Metagross, forget what set that's from, but picked it up pretty cheap. Not that it's expensive, but I like the artwork on that card. Now we get into trainer galleries from Scarlet and Violet. I did open up booster boxes, and booster boxes cases for that matter, of some of these sets. So yeah, I really like this kind of stuff. I want to build out this binder more, and a lot of the stuff has gone up in value too. So just to highlight, we got 2 Glooms, we got a Scizor. I picked up this Larvitar at the card show, Sudowoodo, Wudo, 2 Nidokings, Caterpie, Omanite from 151. Let's see, we got Yveltal here, we got a Plusle, Magmi, Excadrill, got a Spheal, Cresselia, that's from Shrouded Fable. I really like the Skarmory. The Skarmory, it's just, the artwork on it's pretty cool. Feebas, Fracture, I got an Articuno. I really like this Kangaskhan. I do have a lot of Destined Rivals. That, at least I'll preface by saying the ones that I like. Got some black and white, well, 1 black and white. Snorlax, Noctowl, and here's some more. This is more some older stuff from Scarlet and Violet, but Carelia, Ralts, Cleffa, Riolu, Dragonair from 151, Steelix, Cerulean, Latios. Those are some heavy hitters. We do have some shinies. Most notably is probably going to be the Slowpoke, Starmie. We do have 3 Gibbles and 1 Lucario. These are from Shining Fates. Do have a Charmeleon as well. They're cool cards, not ones that I'm going to go out of my way to collect, and then some full art shinies as well. And then these are trainers. I'm not going to, or my trainer collection. I'm not going to spend too much time on them. I do have a special place in this heart for my Guzma, or for this Guzma. Pulled it out of Burning Shadows, and it was a very expensive card back then because it was very playable. But I like the artwork. I like the character, so that'll stay with me. Same thing with Morty. I pulled it out of that same Lost Thunder booster box. Pokemon Breeder. I mean, just they're all older trainers. I like Lance just because original Fire Red, Leaf Green. He's the hardest trainer to beat. Last one, or second to last one in the Elite Four. And that's really it. Don't really have too much else to say about any of these. Got some Iono promos, Ethan's Adventure, but that should be it. Oh, I have, Ace Specs. All I really care about are the Master Balls. I think those are cool Ace Specs. That's it for this one. Next up, we can jump into a quick vintage binder. This includes some of my childhood collection. Wrong way. So we got some Shadowless in here. Got the original starters with their middle stages, and the Shadowless with the Pikachu right there. We're gonna jump around a lot of generations and a lot of sets. A Shadowless Beedrill here, 2 Gyarados. One is, I believe, Spanish. Got some promos. Kingdra EX, Primate from Aquapolis, Pikachu from Diamond and Pearl, First Edition Steelix from Neo, Dark Hypno from Rocket, Flygon, Wartortle Reverse from Crystal Guardians, Holland Phantoms Mawile, Dark Tyranitar from Team Rocket Returns, Dark Gyarados, Dragonite from the same set, same thing with Electrode, Deoxys, Delta Species, Kabutops, Delta Species, Tropius, Dragon Frontiers, 2 Jirachis, 1 Reverse. We got Leafeon and Glaceon from Platinum. So we got a lot of cool cards here. Crobat from Neo. We got a Japanese Brox Rhydon, 2 Blaine's Charmanders. I mean, just a lot of cool cards. Like this Japanese Magikarp, no idea how I got it, and it's also part of my childhood too. So we got a beat up Scyther EX down here. First edition Dragonite, this thing's beat up too. These cards, I did not realize how expensive they were, the Espeon Psychic Energy, but I figured I'd include them in here. I think they're like $20, $25 cards. Dark Primate first edition, Magmar EX, it's kind of beat up too. We have a Dark Slowbro, an Entei promo, 2 LC reverses, both are beat up, not in good shape whatsoever, but still cool nonetheless. Then we get to some more modern stuff. We have Evolution Secret Rares, some Radiants, which the only noteworthy Radiant, I believe, is going to be the Greninja. And, I mean, Blastoise and Venusaur and the Eevee were also sought after as well. Then we got some celebration stuff. Got some Pikachus up here. Another Radiant Jirachi just floating around as well. Getting a call, let me exit out of that. We got some Yu-Gi-Oh! And some breaks. We got some Prism Star, Giratina and Celebi and Ditto, I believe, will be the best ones from this little subset, even though it's not all in one set. Then I do have some Pikachus, do have some Eevees, which Evolving Skies, Reverse Eevee, if you know, if you know. Then we just have some trainers, just ones that I think that are cool, so. And that's it for that binder. And then we got one more, and then we're done. And we'll do it like a yearly update every single year. This binder's got nothing special compared to the other ones. We got some amazing rares. We got some Build and Battle stamped cards that I played with, you know, in pre-releases throughout the years. I did collect a lot of Sun and Moon, so I have a lot of just regular GXs, which some have gone up tremendously in value over time. Mainly the tag teams. So I do have a Cleffa, Igglybuff, and Togepi, ADP, Solgaleo and Lunala, Muck and Alolan Muck, Buzzwole and Pheromosa. And I like them better than what we have now for regular EXs. I think they're better artwork, they're better looking cards, but we got some promos scattered throughout this page. Then we get into the Vs. These haven't really appreciated yet, and I don't know if they ever will, but some artworks are pretty cool. I organized them by type for this specific section. The Lugia is pretty cool, and the Snorlax is also kind of cool too. I have a ton of Tyranitars for some reason. And then we get into the EXs. Nothing really special. But we do have some 151. The Mew, I believe, is expensive. Not a relative term, but compared to the others. For some reason, I got 4 Okidoggies from Shrouded Fable. Not sure how that happened. Then we got some VMAXs, which I believe Rayquaza is going to be the biggest one, or sorry, Gengar is the biggest one, and then probably the Rayquazas, and then the Mews, maybe even the Leafeon and Sylveon as well. Some more EXs, and then my Mega EXs, which I haven't opened up anything from. Really, I'll call it maybe Temporal Forces or Paradox Rift on. It's not worth it to open up anything. So I'll just buy the singles and keep all the sealed stuff. So I got V-Stars as well, Lugia, Mewtwo, Dragonite, I mean all those, and Giratina. All those are you know, good Pokemon. We got promos, we got more Lucario V-Stars down here. And we have more promos, but these are from 3-packs, I believe. These Snorlaxes, wanted to get as much as I could from those. Just I think those promos are going to be hard to grade over time. And we got more promos in the back. And then here are some of the I guess, obscure cards that most people wouldn't know are worth a little bit of money. This Pikachu is worth over $100. This Pikachu, I believe, is from, I want to say it's one of these two. It's from the Shining Legends Premium Collection or Super Premium Collection. Gengar from 151, hollow and reverse hollow. Those are expensive. This Snorlax and this Mew and Arceus are from I want to say an XY box. All three of these cards are, I think, over $20. I think this Mew's probably over 60. And then these are from Lost Thunder, and these are all worth a little bit of money as well. This Mew's a promo from Shining Legends, and this one is from Evolutions. Same thing with this Mew too. I think we got a little bit. Oh, this is just more Lucario V-Stars. So that's my collection as of July 2026. Like I said, we'll continue to do updates, both from sealed and singles perspective. I plan on collecting for a long time, so appreciate you guys sticking around for this long. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks, guys.